much trash. Where do I put it? Looks like I gotta deal with it. Thank God that there are people who are willing to deal with trash even today. Thank God for garbage truck workers like Craig Randall, a driver who was working in Boston. You know, sometimes he'd like to bring trash home with him. Once it was a old-fashioned sewing machine, and then there was some books that he lifted from the trash, and then that special day there was a Wendy's soft drink cup worth a grand prize of $200,000. Yeah, at 23 years old, Mr. Randolph lifted this cup from a pile of trash while on his route in Boston. Man, what a score, what a win. His ticket said, "Congratulations, you won $200,000 towards the purchase of a new home." Yes, it's a true story. I'm glad that Christ doesn't and didn't leave us in this heap by ourselves, and didn't leave us in this heap of separation between race and religion and creed, but instead he died and gave his sacrifice for our peace and rescued us. And his desire is to really take us home. But before we get there, we have to be comfortable with becoming reconciled to him. Before we get back to church, we've got to be healthier than when we left. So I want to share with you just 3 things that I think will help you as we find reconciliation between race and religion today. Number 1, be aware of the internal mess. Be aware of the world war that's happening within you. I know no one's perfect, but humility is key. Jesus modeled that for us. Humility is key. Be aware of the world war that is happening within. You've got to be aware of the sin that so easily entangles us. We have to be ready to deal with ourselves and the enemy within. Number 2, we've got to listen more. My Bible says in James, be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger. It's a great time during COVID season to listen. May not be what you like to hear, and you might not like to hear about others, but it's important as a good Christian to learn how to listen. Jesus always listened. And finally, number 3, take some risks to have relationship. See, proximity is not real relationship. You can live next door to somebody. It doesn't mean you have a relationship with them. Engagement is necessary. Be uncomfortable with being too comfortable where you are in relationship if you want intimacy. Reconciliation that Christ talks about is not one where both sides put down their arms. It's one where we become one with God. And so then we become one with man. What God desires is sacrifice and death to ourselves. God can deal with the dark and dirty things of this world. We have to be willing to travel with him in our homes, in our churches, in our community. God is calling us because Christ is concerned with our souls and our situations. And this has everything to do with our salvation. Not being reconciled will be like throwing away our opportunity to eternity. It's a dirty job, but someone has got to do it.